Week 6 Fantasy Football RB Rankings and Picks Feet. James Cook, Karen Williams, Devon Achane, and Ashton Jeanty. The 2025 NFL season has been a thrilling ride for running backs, and Week 6 continues to spotlight some of the league's most explosive talents. Fantasy football managers have watched James Cook, Karen Williams, Devon Achane, and Ashton Jeanty rise from promising prospects to legitimate fantasy superstars, each carving out a unique role in their team's offensive success. These four players have become integral not only to their franchises but also to millions of fantasy lineups across the world. Whether you're sitting comfortably atop your league standings or scrambling for that crucial win, your Week 6 lineup decisions could make or break your season. With key injuries, defensive mismatches, and breakout potential shaping the week slate, we're here to help guide your choices. Below is a full breakdown of the top running backs for Week 6, followed by analysis on the best matchups and value plays to target. Week 6 Fantasy Football RB Rankings. Here's how the top fantasy running backs stack up heading into Week 6. Jonathan Taylor, IND. Bijan Robinson, ATL. Jahmyr Gibbs, DD. Christian McCaffrey, SF. Josh Jacobs, GB. Saquon Barkley, PHI. James Cook, BUF. Karen Williams, LAR. Devon Achane, MIA. Ashton Jeanty, DEN. Derrick Henry, 10. Javonte Williams, DEN. Rico Dowdle, DAL. Breece Hall, NYJ. Ja'Cory Crosskemerit, ARI. Quinton Judkins, CLE. Cam Scatterbo, LV. Travis Etienne Jr., JAX. Rashard White, TB. J.K. Dobbins, BAL. DeAndre Swift, KC. Alvin Kamara, NO. David Montgomery, DT. Michael Carter, C. Tony Pollard, DL. Kenneth Walker 3, C. Jalen Warren, PIT. Chase Brown, TN. Zach Charbonnet, C. Ramondre Stevenson, NE. Headline matchups to watch. Jonathan Taylor vs. Arizona Cardinals. The Indianapolis Colts have quietly emerged as one of the more balanced teams in football this year, and much of that success runs through Jonathan Taylor. After a slow start in September, Taylor looks every bit the elite fantasy back managers drafted him to be. His combination of vision, patience, and burst makes him a nightmare for defenses, and this week, he faces an Arizona unit that has struggled mightily to contain the run. The Cardinals currently rank 22nd in fantasy points allowed to opposing running backs, giving up an average of over 115 rushing yards per game. Taylor should have no trouble exploiting this weakness, especially behind an offensive line that has been opening wide lanes over the past 2 weeks. Expect a heavy workload, multiple red zone carries, and a strong chance at a touchdown. Pencil him in as a top 5 fantasy play this week. Josh Jacobs vs. Cincinnati Bengals. After a much-needed bye, Josh Jacobs and the Green Bay Packers return rested and ready to re-establish their ground game. The Bengals, meanwhile, are reeling. With quarterback Joe Burrow sidelined and the offense struggling to stay on the field, Cincinnati's defense has been on the field far too long, and it shows. Through 5 games, the Bengals rank dead last, 32nd, in run defense and have surrendered a staggering 5.3 yards per carry. That's a perfect recipe for Jacobs to post his best performance of the season. Expect the Packers to lean heavily on him early to control the tempo, keeping their defense fresh and minimizing risk in the passing game. Fantasy projection: Jacobs should surpass 100 total yards and find the end zone at least once. Here's a must-start RB1 this week. Karen Williams at Baltimore Ravens. Few running backs have been as surprising and consistent this season as Karen Williams. The Los Angeles Rams back has evolved into the centerpiece of Sean McVay's offense, combining his sharp cutback ability with a relentless motor. This week, Williams draws a matchup against the Baltimore Ravens, who have been shaky against the run. While traditionally known for their defensive toughness, Baltimore has shown cracks this season, ranking 26th in yards allowed per carry and struggling with gap discipline. Williams' dual threat ability as both a runner and pass catcher gives him a high fantasy floor. Even if the game script turns pass heavy, Williams remains involved, making him an ideal RB1-2 in PPR formats. If the Ravens' offense continues to sputter without Lamar Jackson, Williams could have more opportunities to control the clock. Devon Achane vs. New England Patriots. The Miami Dolphins have built one of the most explosive offenses in the NFL, and Devon Achane is a major reason why. The second-year speedster continues to flash elite acceleration and vision, and every touch feels like a potential touchdown. This week's matchup against the New England Patriots offers an interesting contrast, Miami's lightning-fast attack versus Bill Belichick's disciplined, gap-oriented defense. The Patriots rank in the middle of the pack against the run, but their linebackers have had trouble containing perimeter rushers. Akane's ability to bounce plays outside, paired with creative play calling from head coach Mike McDaniel, could lead to several big gains. Fantasy managers should treat Akane as a high-upside RB1, especially in leagues that reward long touchdowns. Ashton Jeanty vs. Kansas City Chiefs. Perhaps the most intriguing fantasy storyline this week is Ashton Jeanty, the rookie sensation who has taken the Denver Broncos offense by storm. Filling in after multiple injuries in the backfield, Jeanty has seized his opportunity with explosive plays and exceptional vision between the tackles. The matchup against the Kansas City Chiefs presents both risk and reward. Kansas City's defense has been stingy in the red zone but has struggled at times against elusive backs who can make plays in space. If Denver can keep the game competitive, Jeanty's workload should remain solid, especially in passing situations. Jeanty has quickly earned the trust of fantasy managers thanks to his versatility and knack for breaking off chunk gains. He's a strong flex or low-end RB2 option with real breakout potential in Week 6. Sleeper and value plays. If you're digging deeper for potential lineup edge, a few names stand out this week. Breece Hall, NYJ, quietly heating up with consecutive double-digit fantasy outings and facing a vulnerable run defense. Rico Dowdle, DAL, looks poised for more touches after Tony Pollard's inconsistency. Cam Scatterbo, LV, could see expanded goal line work against a soft interior defense. All three offer sneaky upside in larger leagues or DFS formats. Final thoughts: balancing risk and reward. Week 6 offers fantasy managers a mix of predictable stars and emerging playmakers. Jonathan Taylor and Josh Jacobs headline the reliable RB1 tier, while ascending talents like Karen Williams, Devon Akane, and Ashton Jeanty bring game-breaking upside. The key this week is matchup awareness. Lean on backs facing struggling run defenses, and don't be afraid to trust younger players with growing roles. Injuries and buys have thinned depth across many fantasy rosters, but that also creates opportunities for breakout performances. As the mid-season approaches, fantasy success increasingly depends on flexibility, knowing when to ride the hot hand and when to play it safe. Whether you're chasing a win or defending your lead, Week 6 slate promises excitement, surprises, and the kind of running back performances that can shift entire league standings.